We are going to get this thing started. Just a moment. We have a lot to talk about. That might be the understatement of the day, the week, the month. Beware the Ides of March. Good enough for Caesar, good enough for me. It's always something this time of year. Always something this time of year, isn't it? It really is. So I'm Josh Johnson. We'll get the countdown clock started here. Play our little pregame warm-ups, so to speak. If you have a question, fire it into the comments. I am following along and will do my best to answer those as I see them pop in. As per usual, we have a lot going on right now. To put it quite mildly, this is going to be a wild and woolly week in the great world of Alabama weather. So, with no further ado, I am your friendly host, Josh Johnson. You are watching Facebook Live. There, it even says my name. That way you know it's me. As if my receding hairline didn't give us all away. I think it did. So, what are we going to get into today? A lot. We've got a low-end risk of severe thunderstorms overnight tonight into the day tomorrow. Then we've got on and off rain at times Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. None of those days are washouts like today was, though, quite frankly. These are going to be a lot more kind of a hit-or-miss rain situation. If you're asking about specific communities and towns, watch with me, and I'm going to go through all of the maps. Everything you need to know will all be covered. So we'll get into all of those kind of details. You just have to use your patience, like I like to say. Got to use the patience. Arlene says, get to the point! Thanks, Arlene. Appreciate the update. Appreciate the perspective. Whew, man. This is free, you know? Like what we're doing right now, it's free. There's no charge. You don't have to watch it. I hope you do. There's great information in it. It takes a moment to get everything wound up and ready to rock. It also takes a moment for us to build audience, which is kind of what we like to try to do. I'm not talking right now just to hear myself talk. I'm talking because there are more people joining us. But enough of that. Arlene. All right, so risk of severe thunderstorms arrives late tonight into tomorrow morning. This would be after midnight. If you draw a line with me from Sweetwater, that's over in Marengo County, up towards Miller's Ferry, Montgomery, Auburn. Along and south of that line here over South Alabama, that's really where we're concerned about here. North of there, I really don't get the sense that this is much of a severe weather situation because the air is more cooler and stable in that part of the state. So I really suspect the main severe weather risk stays down here over South Alabama. So that is the first thing we'll kind of talk about is the locations here. So some locations to speak of, and I'll go back full with that because I'm covering the map. We don't need that. A very low risk of a brief tornado is the main concern here. I really think the damaging wind threat is lower. The hail and flooding threat is near zero. But a very low risk of a brief tornado between midnight and 10 a.m. Camden, Miller's Ferry, Nantahala, Lounsboro, Leetahatchee, Davenport, Montgomery, Pike Road, Raymer, Tuskegee, Shorter, Auburn, Beauregard, Phoenix City, Seal, Hurtsboro, Union Springs, Hector, Shopton, Troy, Brundage, Laverne, Greenville, Fort Deposit, Monroeville, the area outlined in yellow. So this would be, again, kind of the risk isn't zero, but it is really low in these areas. North of Montgomery, you live Selma, Prattville, Wetumpka, Dadeville, all north and west. I really don't think this is much of a big deal. This is primarily just going to be rain for you. South of there is where we have the concern. So back to the map. Greatest risk of a tornado, Evergreen, Laverne, Brantley, Brundage, Eufaula, Clio, Libertyville, Ozark, Dothan, Geneva, Elba, Enterprise, Opp, Andalusia, Florala, Stanley, Red Oak, Gant, on over into Escambia County. So those would be the areas that have a little higher chance of a brief tornado. Even there, the threat level on this is not overwhelming, but it is there. So that it's all on the map for you to see there. Tallahassee, I think this stays south of you. It's close, but it stays south of you. So where are we now? Well, like I mentioned, ongoing storms back here to the west already. You see them here now. We'll pop back over to here. There's radar scope. Active thunderstorms popping down in Louisiana. Check this out. New Orleans down towards Grand Isle. What a mess we have popping down here. Then the main line of storms is actually back to the west over portions of central Mississippi. So far, this is behaving very, very well. Now, the problem is, as it moves towards the east, it moves into an increasingly unstable atmosphere. So, over South Alabama. But, you know, you go much north of the line I just drew there, it gets really cool really quickly. Temperatures are in the 50s now at Montgomery and a lot of surrounding areas. So, that's the reason that these areas to the north really don't have near as high of a tornado risk. Just FYI. Let me walk you through some of the model data on this. We'll pop the map behind us here and get into this. First, I want to show you this just because it's cool and I can. This is GOES 16 data, satellite data. Isn't that cool? This is showing you clouds, but it's also showing you the green and the orange. That's the lightning mapping data. So that shows you where we have lightning, and you can see by far the most intense storm cores are popping down here over southeast Louisiana. Everything moving northeast. So we'll go hour by hour. Watch with me. Again, if you've asked about specific communities, now is the time to pay close attention because I'm going to name a whole bunch of them right now. And if I don't name yours, just put your ears on, and whatever I say that's close to yours, the same thing applies. Okay, so after midnight, a line of storms moves into West Alabama. Initially, it's affecting, we'll say midnight to 2, Demopolis, Linden, Nanophilia, and points south. North of there, the air's probably too cool and stable, so you'll have some probably thunder and lightning, Perry County, northern Marengo, but I get the sense there the air's probably too cool, stable for severe weather. Okay, so then we get to 3 or 4 in the morning. You'll notice big blob of red up here near Clanton, but this would be in a stable environment. So this storm would be what we call elevated, and that would mean really no big tornado risk out of this. This would be more of a situation where you have loud thunder. The issues, I think, from a tornado perspective would be getting going down here in southwest Alabama around 3. So around 3 in the morning, Monroe County, Clark County, Mobile, Washington, and Baldwin counties. Okay, so then fast forward another hour or two. Again, mainly elevated storms north of Montgomery. So it rains with thunder, but that's about it. The thunder could be really loud, but that's about it. Coosa, Tallapoosa, Elmore at that point. That's 5 in the morning. It's raining in the city of Montgomery and Lowndes County. South of there, this would be the area where we would have some concerns. Down here, Conecuh County, Covington County, Butler County, Crenshaw County, Escambia County, around 5 o'clock in the morning. Then as we keep arrowing through this, you'll notice kind of these two areas, one to the north, one to the south. This up here, don't let that keep you awake at night. Odds are good that would be in a relatively stable environment. I'll click a sounding up there. And look, it's 62 degrees. The surface wind is due west. This is not a tornado setup. So the environment for these northern storms, Tallapoosa, Elmore, northern Macon, it's not really a tornado-producing environment. South Alabama is different, though. Now, you click down here into parts of Geneva County at the same time. Notice you've got a southerly surface wind. Temperatures are warmer. Instability still really limited, but there's some wind shear to work with down here around 6 o'clock in the morning. Again, this would be 4, 5, 6 in the morning into parts of Butler, Crenshaw, Pike, Covington, Coffee, Geneva counties. Okay, then we get to 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and you get it more into Barber County, Dale County, Henry County, Houston County, Geneva County, so the Wiregrass. Leftover rain back closer to Montgomery in the river region, but that's all it is. The storm threat's over by this point for you. Then this exits the Wiregrass, we think sometime around 10 a.m. and we're all done with this. So that's how this sort of proceeds from west to east across the state. The farther north you go, the lower the risk is. The farther south you go, the greater the risk of severe thunderstorms becomes. Even down in those southernmost counties, though, this is still a very low to very low risk of severe weather. So I hope that helps answer some of the questions about specific communities, cities, and towns. Next topic. Let me show you this. This is the significant tornado parameter off the high-res rapid refresh. So you can see what I see here. The same data. This would suggest, again, that low-end tornado environment really never makes it north of Montgomery. It is all south and east of Montgomery. Really, I think if you draw a line from Mobile to Montgomery to Auburn, south of that line is really where there is an appreciable risk of severe weather and tornadoes late tonight, early tomorrow morning. You go much north of that line, and it's really, it's a different animal. Okay, so then we need to show you some other things. So we'll walk you through this kind of hour by hour here. This is the NAM. So this is tonight. The line of storms comes on through. Wednesday, much of the afternoon is dry, especially in central and west Alabama. Then Thursday, big batch of rain around in the morning. By Thursday afternoon, I think the sun comes out. It warms up. We're in the 70s. Really nice day. Thursday night looks great. Cruise control. Friday, the next wave begins to form. A lot of the moisture with that goes east of us, but decent rain chance Friday for mainly South Alabama. Then we get into Friday night. And oh, baby, would you look at that. New surface low forming right overhead, basically. And look what's happening back in the cold air. Central Mississippi, northern Louisiana, Arkansas, it's snowing. Man, oh man, oh man. Alabama weather. Deep south weather, I guess. You just never know, do you? So let me show you the next few frames on this. Look at this. This is 3 o'clock in the morning, Saturday morning, and it's snowing pretty hard. Up here from Huntsville to Florence and Muscle Shoals, all the way back down a wintry mix as far south as part of Sumter, Greene, Pickens, Tuscaloosa counties. Now, understand, this is one model. This is just one piece of data, but whew, isn't that something? And Christy, I'm going to answer your question about the rule of thumb with severe weather in a minute. That's an interesting question. So this is 3 o'clock in the morning, and here you have 6 a.m., leftover light snow showers in north central Alabama, snowing pretty hard up near my hometown, Jacksonville, Piedmont, Cedar Bluff, Hokes Bluff, Mentone, and then it's starting to snow very hard over here in the North Georgia mountains from Cherry Log and Blue Ridge back over to Dalton and Rome. Decent snow. I think that's a 2 to 3 inch snow for you. How about that? Now for us, 6 o'clock, leftover drizzle, we're at 37. So is it a close call? Yeah, it is, but probably just that. For us, quite frankly, I think the more interesting thing here at home was going to be the abrupt, massive shift to brutally cold air. So if you're not ready for this, Saturday is going to knock your socks off. So let me walk you through the way this all works out. Again, this is the NAM we're cycling through here. So notice Friday we're on cruise control, 6 o'clock, even 9 o'clock at night, midnight in Montgomery. To quote the great philosopher Alan Jackson, close to 60 degrees. Then look what happens here. So 3 o'clock Saturday morning, it's 57 at Montgomery, 66 at Dothan, and it's snowing to beat the band up in Florence and the Shoals. Whew. No wonder I don't have any hair, right? Okay, 6 o'clock, Montgomery drops 20 degrees in 3 hours. And the wind will make it feel colder. So 3 o'clock, we're 57. 6 o'clock in the morning, it's 37. But wait, there's more. Yuck. Let me show you this. This is the wind chill. So the wind chill, 6 o'clock Saturday morning in Montgomery is 25. Wind chills are down in the lower 20s north and west of Montgomery. So at this point, it's sunrise Saturday. The wind chill in Florence is 16. Decent chance there's snow on the ground. Wind chill in Dothan is 64. All in the same state at the exact same time. So that's the story, Morning Glory. We have a low-end risk of severe weather and tornadoes overnight tonight and early tomorrow morning, mainly south of Montgomery, midnight to 10 a.m. On and off rain at times. Thursday morning mainly. A lot of Thursday afternoons dry, a lot of Wednesday afternoons dry, and a lot of Fridays dry. It's hit and miss showers. They'll tend to favor the southern counties Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then Saturday it rains and it turns cold Friday night into Saturday. Saturday, high temperatures struggle into the 40s. The wind will make it feel colder. There's a chance of snow flurries north of Montgomery with accumulating snow, in my opinion, potentially as far south as I-20, and I think certainly a decent chance the ground turns white along and north of a line from Sulligent to Adiana to Jacksonville. North Georgia mountains get snow out of this weekend, and this could be a big snow for Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. If you have plans to go up there, this could be the kind of snow that 4, 5, 6 inches fall. So really cool up there. Think about seeing your breath. Yes, actually, when you see your breath, that means the air is cool and stable. It doesn't work every time. If a warm front comes through and the air warms up a lot, you can still get severe weather. But typically, if you can see your breath, you're not going to have severe weather. Martha asked, what time will the storm hit Montgomery tonight? Will it be bad? We've already answered that. Midnight to 10.